Hey y'all, it's Bella. So in this video, I just want to give you guys some tips you should know before booking with Airbnb. So my friends always ask me like, oh, how do you find these great Airbnbs? Oh, you did so good finding this Airbnb. Well, I'm about to give y'all my secrets, okay? So the first thing, you want to look at the pictures, okay? And it better not have just one picture. And if it says it has 3 beds, I better see all 3 beds in the pictures, 3 different beds, okay? And plus, the pictures are a good way to tell. So if it's a few beds, one of them might be a sofa bed. And sometimes it doesn't always say that it's a sofa bed. I mean, if sofa beds are cool with you, that's cool. But for me, my back don't. My back be like, what are you doing? So for me, I can't sleep on a sofa bed. So I have to confirm that there's like an actual bed with the mattress. Don't show me all these pictures of the city and stuff like that. Like if you say it has this, I need to see it in the pictures, okay? And then the next thing about the pictures, for me personally, if there's no picture of the bathroom, I probably won't book it, because for them to show the bathroom and show the tub, and if it's clean, then okay. Because, you know, strangers are literally like sloughing off their dead skin cells. Like, I need to know it's being cleaned, okay? Like, so just study the pictures. And you also want to be able to recognize if the pictures are being used on another post, because that's a good like red flag to show you that it might be a scam host. So if they're using the same pictures to rent out 2 different Airbnb listings, it's probably a scam. Or if 2 different people are using the exact same pictures, it's probably a scam. And then a second thing, read all the reviews. I say all of them, but like most of them. Like, you don't have to go farther back than like a year, because a lot of things change with the Airbnbs. But if you read one review and it was like, oh, this was the worst Airbnb, it was filthy, you know, but they might think it was filthy because there was one little trash can that didn't get changed or something because it had a paper towel in it. But if you notice consistencies in the reviews, like they're constantly saying, oh, the kitchen's dirty, the kitchen's dirty, the sheets are dirty, the sheets are dirty. Like if everybody's saying that, or this host was rude, we couldn't find the place, like it's probably true. I would believe that if multiple people are saying it. And especially if they haven't replied to the reviews or like try to address any of the concerns in the reviews, especially if the reviews say they couldn't get in touch with them. That's a big thing. And the third thing, you have to look at the map and see where the property is. So wherever you're going, you need to know like where these places are, like if they're in the city, if they're like in the outer parts of the city. Like you need to be very aware, because say for instance, okay, if you're wanting to go to New Orleans and you want to spend your time in the French Quarter, you probably shouldn't book an Airbnb if it's in Metairie or Kenner, you know, or if you're willing to pay for the Airbnb or whatever. If you don't care, then okay. But if you want to be close, that's not close. Because I'll notice when I go on Airbnb and I look for Airbnbs in New Orleans, it shows you things in the vicinity. So just be mindful whether you're close enough to downtown or to the city center or wherever you want to be. So I always look at, is this near the things that I want to do? You know, I always have like a rough plan, so I know where I need to be staying. And the next thing, you want to read that entire description, okay? Read all the rules, let them tell you as much as they can about their place, and then read their rules. So a lot of places have a no smoking policy. You know, that's important if you're a smoker, or they don't allow extra guests. So, you know, if you're visiting someone and you want them to come over, that might not be something that you could do. I've come across a couple Airbnbs that have the little ring doorbell, which I don't blame them. You know, they want to know who's coming in and out of their space. That's cool. So just be mindful of that. And a lot of them have like a no party policy and things like that, different rules. You know, you must do this, you must do that. So just be mindful so you don't get surprised when you get there and your trip can't go how it was supposed to go. And plus, read their check-in time and their checkout time. So you want to see, does the times line up with my flight? You know, and if they don't, some of them will say, we don't offer early check-in or late checkout. We just don't do that. But if they don't say that, I go ahead and I shoot them a message. And I'm like, hey, my flight gets in at this time. Can I check in earlier? Can I check out late? Now, this message interaction is very important because first, you know, I want you to answer my question. Like, can I book this place and depend on, you know, me being able to drop my suitcases off or having somewhere to get off the plane and be able to get ready or whatever, you know? So first I want to know, and some of them will tell you like, no, we don't do that. And some of them will tell you, no, sorry, but you can drop your bags off. Which that happened to me a couple times, but I never had to take advantage of that because things always worked out for the better and I got to check in early or whatever. But, and then some of them would say, yeah, you can check in early, it's no problem, you know? So you just gotta try and see. And then also about this messaging thing, do they even respond? I've had places who don't respond to my message, they don't answer my question, but then they invite me to book. I'm definitely not booking because you didn't even give me no information. Like, you just invited me to book, so you just want me to pay and you don't want me to get my questions answered. I don't know, you know, if this is the right fit for my trip. Or I've had places... But if they respond quickly, I'm like, ooh, yes, they mean business. Because if you book this place and you're in this place and you need something, an emergency pops off, like, you need to be able to get in contact with them. Like, I need to be able to trust that I can get in contact with you if I need something. And then some of them, they have like, they'll show the host and then they say, oh, this person helps. So, I mean, it's not like a requirement for me, but it's just a good thing because, you know, not just one person is looking to respond to your message, but two people are looking out, or they at least have a process or some type of business where they stay on top of the Airbnb. So for them, it might be a little bit more serious than somebody who's just doing it as a little hobby, as a little part-time. So that's just another thing I look for. And then the next thing, are they professional when they answer your message? Like, say you ask, oh, can I check in early? And they're just like, nope. I'll be like, okay. Or, you know, like, just try to catch their vibe, you know, because you are going to be staying in that place for a few days or whatever, you know, like, you need to be able to trust this person, depend on this person. Like, I need to know that you're taking this serious. And also, when you're filtering your search results and you're like toggling with the price, I think it shows you the average nightly price. So if something is way below average, but it looks like a penthouse, it's probably too good to be true and I wouldn't do it. Like, it might be an apartment on the 2nd floor and the penthouse is on the 40th floor and you can't even get up there. So yeah, it's in the same building, but that's not going to be the place that you're renting. Or the pictures might be fake. You might be renting an entirely different place. So like, Airbnb is not a scary thing, but you just have to be smart about it. And if there's 17 pages of Airbnb, I'm going to look through all 17 pages because I need to know that I'm getting the best Airbnb for my money. And then the next thing, I think this is the last thing. So this is kind of new to Airbnb in the last couple years. So of course you rate them as a host and you rate their place and you write reviews for them, but they can also write reviews for you. And it'll be public, like on your profile. So when you go to book another place, other people will see it. So, you know, don't go in there and like tear up their place and leave it, or like don't get out on time. So they could just easily type, oh, I couldn't get this person out of my Airbnb. They backed up my whole day, or they were a rude guest, or they left my place tore up. They broke this. They refused to pay the security. You know, they could type anything. Okay. So with me, I always like try to clean up you know, behind myself, like with the dishes, and don't leave the room like tore up, makeup everywhere. Like, I try to, you know, be a great guest, and that reflects in my Airbnb profile. They always say, oh, she was a great guest. They treated the place like their own. I would definitely recommend her to anybody else on Airbnb. All my reviews are like that, because I love, you know, booking Airbnbs. Like, I like to get an authentic feel when I stay somewhere, and I don't want to mess up, you know, my reputation on Airbnb, because I like it. And I like the whole platform. Like, it's easy, you know, to see the pictures, to read the things, to message, to book, to pay. And I think there's some, I don't know if it's every listing, but sometimes you can pay, you don't have to pay the full upfront. Like, you can pay half, and then like in another month or whatever, you pay the other half. So I've done it a couple times. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So I like that, and it's just easy to use, and you can save things and make lists. And like, I have things saved for countries I don't even have plans to go to yet, but I'm like, ooh, this is a nice Airbnb, I can come back to this. Like, I just like the site. It's a really easy platform. So basically, the takeaway is read everything and pay attention. And if you do that, you will be fine. But I think that's all I have. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.